Alright, we're reading Albion, and I'm a Quaker traveling through the backcountry. I'm going to try an accent. Spring of 1750. As I began my journey through the backcountry, I came to a crossroads of Tickle Cunt Branch and Fucking Creek. Very hard. I wanted no parts of Fucking Creek, so I decided to take the path to Tickle Cunt. My first encounter was with a cracker woman. I came across, she was wearing very skinny, this tight around the waist, very, my eyes, they rose, but I told myself, I have to see what's going on here. Turns out I turned the corner and she swings the axe and slaughters a cow right in front of my eyes. Shocked. I couldn't believe what I just witnessed. I mean, I believe in equality, but I had to go up and tell her this was man's work. So I was so intrigued by this new culture that I went up to her and I said, I am William Henry, the third of four. I am the only survivor. She then told me that her name was I'm a Hog. Flabbergasted, I know. I asked her, how many I'm a Hogs are in your family? She then looked at me with this strange look, like our naming ways of naming everybody was foreign to her. She then said, you done gone crazy. If I thought you was one more I'm a Hog, I would have lost my mind. I had no idea what to say to this woman. But before I could even ask her more about her culture and her backcountry ways, she was abducted. A man just ran across. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I got scared. I blacked out. But after that, first thing I did, my New Testament Bible. One here I said, please, I'm a Hog. I'm a Hog, please. Oh, no, I'm a Hog, even though she doesn't have the inner light. Help her. And then I had to find the closest person so I could inform them that there has been an abduction. Whew. So I journeyed across to the nearest house, which I honestly thought was strange. There was come on, people. Wooden log cabin. So as I enter the house, I am shocked. I look to my left, and there are just a bunch of naked children laying like pigs with hardly a blanket to cover themselves, and there's whiskey around them. So again, please help these people. And then to my right is food. They had some clobber, pot pies, spoiled milk, and something that just looked like dog food that I would feed my animals. So I approached the man who was bearded and cleaning his weapons and said, sir. He abruptly stood up and drew his knife. I got out of there. I literally freaked out once again. Turned out, ran screaming, I just wanted to tell you that I'm a Hog was abducted. May the Lord be with y'all. Alright. So, as I'm running through the backcountry, I finally come across a town called Frying Pan. These names were very odd since they weren't from the old country like ours are. As I'm walking through Frying Pan, I approach a wedding. So I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about. There should be friendly people here, right? I go up there, in our society, it's for the community of friends, so I'm going on there friendly, toting the Bible. And I'm rudely rejected by a man toting a gun, saying, where's your invitation? I was so startled. I said, why do you need an invitation? Isn't this for the friends? Isn't this for the community? And he said no. Rudely just said no, and kind of, gave that pistol thing. Had enough of this, So, as I was leaving this wonderful wedding, a bunch of gunfire went shooting in the air, and everybody started hooping and hollering and drinking whiskey. And I was like,
But I was walking through and I asked a child, you know, what was going on back there? What was all the hooping and hollering and shooting for? You know, praying that this little young child was an innocent soul that had a good heart. Boy, was I wrong. He kicked me in the chin and said, "I'm a warrior." I'm a warrior. And then just ran away, barefooted and all. So, my few days in the backcountry have been a struggle, but I know that God will pull me through. So I keep on journeying, and I come across, oh, excuse me, as I journey through, we're still at the wedding, sorry. I'm walking past, and I hear this woman scream, "Come here, you little shit!" And I'm turning, pointing, now you know I was mean, and no, and then her little kid ran right up to her, and she said, "Cut these manes off these horses." And I couldn't stand for that. I mean, animals are innocent, all right? They have feelings too. That's what I was told. Not being seen. So, I was absolutely flabbergasted at all these aspects of the people, and I was just praying that they had some sort of, reason why they were cutting these manes off. So I went up to them and I asked them, and they said, "It's because we weren't invited." So I could kind of relate, but still, as a good human being, you do not hurt an innocent animal. So I walked away, shaking my head, worried about these people. So, as I pulled my map out, trying to find somewhere where I could feel more comfortable, I just was struggling. I came across a man who had one eye and one ear. Probably not the best person to help with the map, but that's all I could find. So I went up to him and I said, "Sir, could you help me with your map, or with my map? I'm trying to find somewhere I can go." And he looked at me and said, "I can't read a map. I only went to a school for probably a year and a half." And I was like, okay, very hard times for education in that country. Because he said that was a lot, and I was like, okay. So then I had to ask him, what happened to the defiguring of his face? What was going on? I couldn't just walk away from that. So then he told me that he got into what they called a rough and tumble. Sounds ferocious. And he said it was a barbarian style of fighting where they would literally scrap or ripping off ears, eyes, noses, until one finally tapped out. So I asked him that is what y'all do for fun? And he said, "Yeah, and we hunt." And then I couldn't believe that either. I mean, these poor animals are just getting slaughtered left and right here. So then I told him, "Don't you feel bad about all the killing and the deaths?" And he said, "No, I'm a warrior, just like a lot of us are. And in our society, we deal with the fact and we accept the fact of death." And then finally, I could relate. I could deal with the fact of death. I mean, we deal with it in a different way, I kind of welcomed death because I thought it was the right thing, what was going on. They just, were fine with it. It was part of their culture. They've seen it. They were used to it. But it also just gave me a connection to this fellow, which I've never had yet in the backcountry through my journey. Although one thing still seemed odd, this man and others have seemed primarily concerned with individuals and family well-being, where I came from, where we must focus on the betterment of the community, which it baffled me that these people weren't all going to weddings and stuff like that together. But as my journey came to an end, I sincerely wanted these people to find the inner light. They were ruthless and without order, radically libertarian. Sexual privacy was no concern. They had premarital sex. They were kidnapping one another. Poor I'm a hog. Never know what happened to her. They are very unwelcome to strangers, which I can somewhat relate to. But these people are backwards and strange, and the journey has opened my eyes to what lives beyond my tight-knit, friendly